The clear blue skies over the Caribbean stretch endlessly, painting a picture of peace and tranquility. But beneath this serene surface, a new formidable presence has arrived, one that could reshape the region's future. On September 9, 2025, the United States deployed F-35 Lightning II fighter jets to Puerto Rico, a move that's anything but routine, and one that has sent ripples across the Caribbean. Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory, sits at a strategic crossroads between North and South America, making it a vital link in the chain of U.S. defense. The arrival of these advanced jets is a bold statement, not just a training exercise or a show of routine military might. This deployment has sparked questions and concerns across the region. Why now? What's at stake for the millions living in the Caribbean? And what message is being sent to the world? For decades, Puerto Rico's bases have quietly supported U.S. defense strategy, acting as a logistical hub, but the F-35s mark a dramatic escalation in both capability and intent. These stealth fighters are designed for war, not disaster relief or simple surveillance. Their technology is cutting-edge, built for rapid response and overwhelming force. Their presence signals a new level of seriousness from Washington, a clear indication that the U.S. is ready to defend its interests in the region. Officially, the Pentagon says the jets are here to fight drug cartels using the Caribbean as a smuggling route, citing the ongoing war on drugs as justification. But the timing and the hardware suggest a deeper game, one that goes beyond just narcotics interdiction. Tensions with Venezuela, just a few hundred miles south, have been rising, with military exercises and heated rhetoric fueling uncertainty. This feels like a calculated chess move in a much larger contest for influence and security in the Western Hemisphere. The region faces a tangled web: the war on drugs, violent maritime incidents, and the growing risk of U.S.-Venezuela confrontation, all converging at once. For Puerto Ricans, the island is suddenly on the front line of a potential conflict, with the roar of fighter jets now part of daily life. The F-35s are a clear signal. The U.S. is flexing its muscles in its own backyard, determined to maintain dominance. But who is this show of force really aimed at? Is it a warning to adversaries or reassurance to allies? Is it about drugs, deterrence, or something more? The true motives remain shrouded in secrecy and speculation. The story is just beginning, and the implications are far-reaching, with every new development watched closely by governments and citizens alike. The Caribbean's calm surface now hides a storm of uncertainty, as old alliances are tested and new threats emerge. The world is watching to see what happens next, as the Caribbean becomes the stage for a new era of power politics. The deployment was swift and unmistakable, sending a clear message across the region. 12 F-35, a Lightning II jets landed at Muniz Air National Guard Base, transforming the once quiet airfield into a bustling hub of military activity and anticipation. These are America's most advanced fighters, packed with stealth technology, cutting-edge sensors, and the latest in aerial warfare capabilities. Their arrival is a major commitment, meant to be seen by allies and adversaries alike, signaling a new era of U.S. military presence in the Caribbean. The jets didn't come alone. They were accompanied by a full support package, including logistics teams and additional aircraft. The USS Mesa Verde, a powerful amphibious ship, now patrols nearby waters, while Coast Guard cutters ramp up operations in key maritime choke points, ensuring security on all fronts. This combined air and sea power forms a formidable presence, ready for a range of missions, from deterrence to rapid response. Support crews, intelligence teams, and extra security have flooded the base, which is now a nerve center for U.S. operations in the region, coordinating efforts around the clock. The roar of F-35 engines is a new, unsettling sound for San Juan residents, a daily reminder of the shifting balance of power. This is the largest, most advanced military buildup in Puerto Rico in a generation, reshaping the island's strategic importance. Officials say the deployment is indefinite. The jets and ships are here to stay, with no end date in sight. The U.S. isn't just passing through, it's establishing a powerful, permanent posture in the Caribbean, reinforcing its commitment to regional security. The question now looms: what is this new force preparing for? Is it a response to rising tensions, or a prelude to something more? Is it a show of strength, or the start of something bigger? The implications are being debated worldwide. The region is on alert, with local authorities and residents bracing for what may come next. The stakes have never been higher. The world is watching, waiting to see what unfolds in Puerto Rico and beyond. The official story is simple. The F-35s are here to fight drug cartels. The US points to a surge in trafficking from South America, much of it routed through Venezuela. Officials claim the F-35s advanced sensors can spot smuggling boats and planes that evade traditional radar, guiding Coast Guard and Navy units to intercept. This is billed as a high-tech upgrade to the war on drugs. But many question whether stealth fighters are really needed to chase smugglers. Drones and surveillance planes could do the job at a fraction of the cost, and with less political risk. The F-35 is built for combat, not law enforcement. Critics argue the drug war is a convenient cover for a deeper geopolitical play. Is this about stopping cocaine, or sending a message to Venezuela and its allies? The real motives remain in the shadows. The deployment of the advanced F-35 fighter jets came in response to a series of increasingly dangerous incidents in the Caribbean region, which had been escalating tensions for some time. In August, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter, while in pursuit of a suspected drug boat, witnessed a mysterious and sudden airstrike that obliterated the vessel. This attack was possibly linked to rival cartels or even a state actor, adding to the complexity of the situation. Suddenly, criminal groups in the region were not just trafficking drugs, but were also employing lethal air power, a development that caught many by surprise. U.S. forces, initially unprepared for such sophisticated threats, now had a compelling argument for deploying advanced air cover to protect their interests. Meanwhile, Venezuelan fighter jets have been provocatively buzzing U.S. planes and ships, further escalating the already tense situation in the region. These incidents provided Washington with the pretext to frame the deployment of F-35s as a defensive necessity, crucial for maintaining regional stability. The narrative was clear: restoring stability and protecting American assets in a volatile and unpredictable environment was paramount. Whether these events were the cause or merely an excuse, they paved the way for the strategic positioning of stealth fighters in Puerto Rico, altering the military landscape. The military equation in the region changed overnight, with new dynamics and challenges emerging rapidly. The stakes are now higher than ever, with each side closely monitoring the other's moves. The U.S. is prepared and ready for whatever comes next, ensuring they maintain a strategic advantage. The region holds its breath, waiting to see how these developments will unfold and impact their lives. The balance of power has shifted, and the future remains uncertain as both sides brace for potential conflict. The F-35 deployment is more than a drug war tactic, it's a direct message to Venezuela. Relations between Washington and Caracas are at a low, with sanctions and mutual distrust. Stationing stealth fighters within striking distance is a powerful show of force. The F-35 is designed to penetrate advanced air defenses like Venezuela's Russian-made S-300s. The message: the U.S. can achieve air superiority if conflict erupts. This move also signals Russia and China, Venezuela's key allies, that the Caribbean remains America's strategic backyard. The F-35s neutralize much of Venezuela's military advantage. Their stealth means they could operate undetected, gathering intelligence or striking if needed. For Caracas, it's a new and uncomfortable reality. The real contest is about who controls the skies and the region's future. The stakes go far beyond drugs. For Puerto Rico's 3.2 million residents, the F-35s bring mixed emotions. Some welcome the economic boost and sense of security. Others remember the island's troubled history with U.S. military bases, environmental damage, displacement, and decisions made far from home. Many fear Puerto Rico is now a frontline target if conflict erupts with Venezuela. The jet's deafening noise disrupts daily life, raising concerns about health, property values, and the environment. Environmental groups warn of damage to fragile ecosystems. The deployment highlights Puerto Rico's unique status: U.S. citizens without full representation or a say in foreign policy. The F-35s are a daily reminder of power and powerlessness. For many, the island is caught in a geopolitical struggle it didn't choose. The future feels uncertain. The risks and rewards are real. Puerto Rico is at the center of a storm. The world is watching. Experts are split on the real reasons for the F-35 deployment. Some accept the Pentagon's claim advanced cartels require advanced tools. Others see the drug war as a cover for a military buildup aimed at Venezuela and its allies. The F-35 is overkill for chasing smugglers, but perfect for power projection. Some say the move is a compromise, satisfying both law enforcement and foreign policy hawks in Washington. Still others warn the deployment could backfire, provoking Venezuela to seek even closer ties with Russia and China. The risk, a cycle of escalation, turning the Caribbean into a new front in great power competition. Diplomacy, some argue, would be safer than saber-rattling. The truth may be a mix of motives: security, deterrence, and politics. What's clear, the region is now a stage for high-stakes maneuvering. The consequences are unpredictable. The F-35s arrival triggered a swift diplomatic backlash. Venezuela condemned the move as imperialist aggression, putting its military on high alert and launching joint drills with allies. U.S. partners like Colombia quietly support the deployment, but many Caribbean nations fear being caught in the crossfire. The Caribbean community called for de-escalation, worried about the impact on tourism and trade. Russia and China denounced the U.S. action as provocative, warning of a return to Cold War tensions. The hemisphere is divided. U.S. allies see security, Venezuela and its partners see aggression, and others just want peace. Regional organizations scramble to prevent conflict. The F-35s may be parked in Puerto Rico, but their presence is felt in capitals across the Americas. The diplomatic fallout is real. The region is on edge. The next move could change everything. The F-35s in Puerto Rico mark a turning point for the Caribbean. Officially, it's about fighting drugs, but the real story is far more complex. The deployment shifts the military balance, raising the risk of confrontation with Venezuela and its allies. For Puerto Ricans, it's both an economic opportunity and a source of anxiety. The region's fate now hangs on the decisions of leaders in Washington and Caracas. Will this show of force deter conflict or spark it? The world is watching the Caribbean's next move. The future remains uncertain.